want one, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. How's everybody doing? Good? Yay! Hi, TikTok. So great to have you here. So we got Mary Beth on TikTok, and we've got Emery moderating Facebook, Cindy is moderating Instagram, and Aaron is moderating YouTube. Everybody's here together. We're all doing our thing. I completely forgot to get my water. I forgot my water bottle because I came in here to tape that video, and then I just started the live, so I'll have to run and get that in a second. Maybe I'll do that now while you're all coming online. All right, don't get scared. I'll be back. All moderators, tell everybody I'll be right back. It's going to be an empty chair for a second. Oh no, an empty chair. Coming back. it's me. I'm back. Thanks for being awesome. I've returned. Hey, Emery, the idea that you had about me posting when I'm live in 5 minutes, how would you feel about reminding me about that? It's my tea. I don't do so well with remembering stuff. Erin has put most of the links up. There's some I have to do that she can't, and she's in YouTube now. Erin is a goddess. I am happy to report that we are working really hard on this mailing list. Getting it ready so it can go out every month. Super excited. It's Julie, Erin, Heather, Christy, Dawn, Patricia, Sarah. Did I miss anybody? Shelby. No, Shelby's doing something different. Shelby and Kelly are doing something different, and Dawn is doing something different. Now maybe Shelby's helping too. Forgive me for not knowing what everybody's doing. We're going to do some psychic readings. It's going to be great. Just wanted to check and make sure that video that I filmed for the Interfaith Pride service was actually went up. She was uploading it. Okay, I have the Cullen story in a minute. Where did he go? I put him down for a second because I had to go get my water. He's like, he was mad at me last night. Woo! He was mad at mommy. Wait until you hear why. Wait until you hear why. It's been a couple of weeks, man, but hopefully now it's all done. Do. Okay. Do. That's not what I want. No. How's everybody doing? Hi, TikTok. So nice to see everybody on TikTok. Look at Facebook's rocking. Oh, YouTube is rocking. Good. YouTube, I hope we fixed that weird connection problem. I'm thinking we probably have. Boo, 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 boo. All right. What I'm doing right now really quick, I'm just putting out a few links. Has everybody joined my new paranormal society, Surf City Paranormal? You don't have to live in Surf City to join. You don't even have to have ever gone to Surf City. You don't even have to know where Surf City is. Although I suggest you look it up because it's bitchin', but you don't have to know that. And this summer, I'm going to be doing an event in Surf City. And I think you're all going to really love it. And you're welcome to come. I'm hoping it's going to be a multi-day event, at which point you are welcome to come for the whole thing and maybe come out even from where you are and come to my hometown and have some fun with me for a weekend. Who would like to do that? Does that sound like fun? We just party for a weekend or 3 days during the week or whenever we wind up doing it? You know y'all want to come and party with me. There's like tons of cool restaurants. There's the most beautiful beach, I think, in the country. There's all kinds of stuff. And I think it would be fun. Yeah. I was originally going to set up my house as an Airbnb for this kind of thing, but now I'm living here instead. Now if you stayed here, you'd wake up and Cullen might be laying on top of you. 'Cause Cullen loves his mommy. All right, Cullen, should we tell our story about last night? Do you want to tell the people about what happened last night? So last night, birds are messengers, right? And I've had a particularly trying 2 weeks, and last night was very difficult. So Cullen and I had to do some stuff that we didn't want to do. And I sat down to get ready to do this, to end this thing that's been very difficult for me. And I see Cullen sitting on the hearth. And I know, what is Cullen doing on the hearth? And all of a sudden, this bird flies out of my fireplace. And Cullen is like, oh my God. He thinks the coolest toy in the world has just been delivered to him, and now it's flying around. He's chasing it. She's flying. She goes and hides. He goes and finds her under the stairs. She starts running out from under the stairs. He almost gets her. And he doesn't want to eat her. He just wants to play with her because she's cute and little. And feathery, just like his toys. Yeah, he doesn't know. He's like, this is the best toy ever because this toy is actually a little girl with a brain. Anyway, she gets away from him and she goes and sits on the couch. I'm like, he can still get you on the couch. So I grabbed him, put him in the bathroom, opened the window so he could look out the window. He was having none of it. Normally that distracts him. I do it when I move furniture and stuff because I'm scared he'll get out the door. Not last night. Last night he knew what I was up to and he was pissed because I took him away from the bird and he wanted to play with the little birdie. She goes and sits on top of the curio cabinet and is just having the best time of her life. So he's in the bathroom. I open the door. I think, oh, she's going to see the open sliding glass door and think, oh, God, yeah, I got to fly out. No, she was in absolutely no hurry to fly out. And none. And so we sat there for an hour. And finally, I started to get cold. And I had to really get started on this thing I was dreading doing. And so I just basically got the pool net, and I thought, well, maybe I could just gently put her in the net and then put her outside. Well, she saw the pool net coming. She was like, So I kind of chased her around trying to encourage her to leave for about an hour. And finally, I think she accidentally, I zigged and she zagged and she accidentally flew out the door. And I'm like, oh my God. Then I opened the bathroom and this one was like, he literally had this face like, and then he came out and he's looking all around for his bird and there's no bird. And he was pissed. Yeah, he was mad at mommy. And that lasted about 3.5 minutes and then he started hugging me. Right? Because you don't stay mad for long. No, you're a good boy. Hey, let's not take it out on the cameras because mommy wouldn't let you have the bird. You can't have little birdies. But this is the interesting thing. Hang on a second. Let me text my best friend. What kind of bird was she last night? Question mark. Last night was a blur. So my best friend starts looking it up, right? I'm taking pictures and I'm sending it to her. We're trying to figure, because I want to know the spirituality. I'm like, oh my God, it's not a harbinger of doom, is it? Because birds are harbingers, right? They bring messages. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Tonight? What is she bringing? So, yeah. All right. I'm going to put these links up really quick while we find out. Stay tuned on the bird story. While we find out more information on the bird. Let me see if I can look back over and see it. She was in the Finch family. I remember that. I don't know how she got down because the flue is closed. And if the flue hadn't been closed, rain would come down. All those big rainstorms we had, rain would come into the fireplace. But it's closed. And so, and there's a screen on the top of the chimney. So I don't know how she came down. But, she was beautiful too. She was the most beautiful little thing. I'm going to post a picture of her on Instagram. It's not coming up. I looked up the spirituality of it last night. Let me see if I can find it doing a Google search. She was an evening grosbeak. Okay? Oh my God, she was so beautiful. She didn't want to leave that. She was not leaving. And I thought, oh yeah, okay. I'm getting the message, Mom. One time, right after my mom died, I came into the house. I mean, it had been locked up. There had been nobody in the house. And I went up to the back bathroom, like that used to be mine, way up the spiral staircase down the hall, way at the end of the hall. I opened the closed door, and there was a red hummingbird sitting on one of the vanity lights. Just sitting there. Not the least bit. How did she get in? Where did she come from? I know a hummingbird didn't fly down a chimney. And she wouldn't leave. And I finally had to cut out the screen and pin it back and close the door because I had to go. I was actually meeting Chip Coffey and Andrea Perrin on the Queen Mary. And it was the 1-year anniversary of my mom's death. And I left. I was so scared I'd come back in, a week and she'd be dead. But I came back in a week and she was gone. And then this little one last night. I mean, so obviously a messenger, not an accident, because she was in no hurry to leave. Okay, grosbecks are known for their bold and vibrant colors, which are often associated with renewal, joy, and positivity in spirit animal terms. Well, she was a female, so she was gray. Grosbeck symbolizes brightness in life's darkest moments, a reminder to stay hopeful even when things look bleak. Beyond that, however, there's a much richer set of spiritual interpretations beyond this impressive bird that goes for beyond its mere beauty. From love and relationships to strength and courage, dive deep into understanding of what it truly means when this cheerful bird sings its song your way. Oh yeah, she started singing. I mean, she's in the room, right? And the cat, seriously wants to play with her like she's a toy. And she starts to sing. And it's the prettiest little song. And he's in the bathroom then going, crying like someone's killing him because he wants his bird. And she's just on the top of my curio cabinet, singing away, like she's sitting in a tree. And then she starts pecking at the furniture oh, this is a weird tree. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So talk about a harbinger, right? To remind me to, even in my darkest moment, to remember that there was positivity. I love that. Okay. All right. All right, here we go, folks. Trying to stay positive today. I think you're all over my teary. I have a hard time with broken trust. I have a hard time with betrayal. I have a hard time with people who are mean. These are not things I do well with. I guess I need to learn to be better about it. All right, 2 more links and I'm all yours, kids. Okay. I have the best friends in the world. I love my friends so much. Okay. Moderator Emery, remind me I have a really good thing I'd love for you to do. I found a good task for Moderator Emery. Somebody whose brain works much better than mine. All right, I'm going to be sending you guys all a text message. And it will start with thank you for your text message. And then it will, from there, hang on, I'm going to fix this a little bit. Hang tight, folks. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's way better. Look at that. Yeah, that's perfect. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? I think we got some really good, we got some good stuff going on here. The cameras all look really good. I'm very impressed with how social media is behaving today, which is wonderfully. Yay! All right. I'm going to get these out really quick, and then I'm going to get right to some readings. I love you guys so much. Okay. Yeah, start thinking about if you'd like to come out this way in the summer and have a fun few days with me. There'll be a seance, and we'll have workshops, and I'll book private readings. We'll do a lot of stuff. All right. Getting through these really quick. Woo. There is the weirdest noise outside. God, that was a weird, sounds like the spaceship is landing. You know, I live pretty close to a naval base, a huge naval base. So you start to hear all that stuff and you're like, oh, here we go. It's the end. That's it. It'll hit me first. Remember, if you are outside of the US, WhatsApp me, 1-818-437-0886, okay? 1-818-437-0886. Little Cullen, he's off somewhere now. He went all over the house after she was gone, and he sniffed every place she had been. And he looked at me with the sweetest little face, like, "Where's my birdie, Mommy? Where did my birdie go?" Oh, he was so excited. And I thought, oh God, he'll accidentally kill her. She's so little. She might have been a baby. I mean, she was only like about 3 inches. Like, she was tiny. Oh, she was, I don't know if she just naturally comes that tiny or if she was a baby. Didn't have a care in the world, just, you know, just a sweet baby. And Cullen is just like such a baby. He's never really gotten that adult cat attitude. He still is so fresh. He's just so happy. He's just always so happy, you know? He always has the sweetest little look on his face. Like, he's just happy. You know, some cats sit in a corner like, he's not like that at all. He doesn't do hardly any cat things, except he did like chasing that bird. That was proof he's a cat for sure. Do 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 do. Okay. All right, I love that. Oh, Heather wants that snowman story tonight. Aren't I depressed enough? All right, Heather. Maybe. That may have to wait till Tuesday. All right, here we go, friends, and here we go. Who wants a reading? We're doing them right now. All right. Karen, you're going to be up. Karen. Karen says, I met a new friend, Katie, very friendly and then quiet. I wonder if someone said something negative and if Benita was involved. Thanks. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are blah, blah, blahing around you, Karen. I don't necessarily like them. I'd give it you've done something that's made someone uneasy. The best thing you can do is take yourself out of the picture, because then it disproves their fears. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like how, you know, somebody calls you a stalker or, you know, oh, you know her, she's this or she's that. The best way you can prove you're not this or that is literally just to be quiet. Go away. You know, and my clients always think that, like, no, I need to keep texting him and keep texting her. And no. You need to space. If you really want to reset a situation, you got to get out of it, because the way it's going, it's not going to change. It's like if you're in your car, you just can't do that. You have to change up the energy of a situation, because it's probably not going to change itself. And I know we have a tendency when we think someone's mad at us or someone goes cold on us, those of us especially that are empaths, right? We want to keep texting and keep texting and keep apologizing and keep trying to figure it out and keep trying to smooth it over because it's that coldness that breaks our hearts. But sometimes you just have to back away. And move through the coldness. And see if the energy changes. The worst thing you can do is get in there and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. You know? All right, sweetie, I'm sending you love. Let's all send Karen some love. Love, love, love for Karen. Evening grosbeak is what that bird was called. Spam calls. Like, I swear I get 20 spam calls a day. So, I try to go through them, but I gotta sit there and call them all. And it's all, hi. Hi, sweet gentleman. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Oh, yes. Come show the people how pretty you are for a minute. Look at this guy. Have you ever seen anybody in your life as pretty as this guy? Okay. Colin's like, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I'm so beautiful. Somebody want to send me a screenshot of this beautiful guy? I would not say no. This guy. Yeah, are you going to smile? Are you going to smile for the people? Are you going to smile? He's purring. Yeah. Did you just hit mommy's arm? Are you crazy? His tail. Crazy? Yeah, I love you too. You're such a good guy, and we're in it together, you and me, right? Okay. We do everything together. So nice to have a little shadow that goes everywhere with you. Lion. That was like a... Seriously, I've got to cut the trailer for my new show. And someone just bit my cheek. It's little teeth. Little teeth, man. Little teeth. All right. All right. So here's the story. Who wants a scary story? If you don't want a scary story, you might want to mute your phone for a minute because this is a scary one. Okay. So everybody knows I grew up in this really active haunted house in Baltimore, outside of Baltimore, when I was in elementary school. And I never had night terrors as a kid. I mean, I had nightmares. Everybody's had nightmares, but I never had night terrors until we left that house. And then I've had them my whole life since then, but only about that house. And or I'm someplace else, and something feels off. I go to turn a light switch on, none of the lights will come on. And then I realize I'm in the dream. I'm in the night terror. So whatever room I'm in when I wake up in the dream, I walk outside of that room and I'm always in the Baltimore house. So whether I wake up, I dream I wake up in my bedroom here, my bedroom in the city, a hotel room, a motel room, a friend's house, somebody that I've been involved with. I differentiate them by the city house and the beach house. This is the beach house. I woke up in the city house in my room, but I was in the dream, but I didn't know I was in the dream. I got up and I turned the light switch on, which is when I should have known something was wrong because I've slept with the lights on and the TV since I lived in that house. So I get up and I walk to the light switch, which is right by the door to the hallway, and the light switch won't work. So I walk into the hallway and I'm in the Baltimore house. And there's all these like things kind of lurking, shadow people, things lurking around corners. And I panic, I freak out, I run into my bedroom, and it's all dark. I can't get the lights on. I can feel the spirits are coming for me. And then I wake up, and I'm in my bed in the city house, and I'm awake. And I have that feeling, I always have that. So for me, how terror feels for me, I feel like somebody is poking my tailbone with an ice pick. There's like a pain at the base of my tailbone that kind of radiates down my legs, through my pelvis and down my legs. And it's like a super, super painful nerve pain kind of thing. And it takes a while to go away. I gotta lay there for a couple minutes till it goes away. So I lay there, it goes away. And I'm getting ready to think about, I go to the bathroom. I'm thinking about going back to sleep. I walk out of the bathroom and I hear this noise like, oh. Let me see if I can do it. I look across my bedroom to where my closet doors are. And I'm not kidding. I shit you not. There was a big evil snowman in front of my closet doors. And I know he was there because I could see him and I could see his reflection in my mirrored closet doors. Yes, my townhome was built in the 90s. And he's like, I can't really show you because you can't, his arms were out and he's swaying back and forth and his little arms are doing this and his head's kind of back like this and he's like, and he was the evilest looking mofo that you've ever seen in your life. But I was not asleep. I was awake. And I know I was awake because I immediately went and I immediately went and the light was on. And that's how I realized I was awake, because I came out of the bathroom and the light was obviously on. When I woke up out of the dream, the TV was on and the light was on, because that's how I sleep. Got up and went to the bathroom, got out of the bathroom, turned off the bathroom light. The lamp was still on in my room. And in the corner was this thing. I mean, the eyes were like black sockets. And it had a black scarf around its neck. And it was made of snow that was like super dirty looking. And those eyes were like black holes. And it had the evilest face. And it was rocking back and forth. And its little arms were going to town. And it was, yeah. So I just stood there. Luckily, I had just gone to the bathroom, or we might have had a problem. And then it just disappeared. So that's my snowman story. And I never, it took me a while to feel good about being in that room, because that was scary. That was not good. So, yeah, that's my story. What do we think about that? Questions? Thoughts? Heather said, so creepy. What do you think it was? I think it was an evil snowman, Heather. I think it was like a nasty interdimensional being that showed up like a snowman. Sometimes interdimensionals will show up looking like the weirdest stuff. It's like a Halloween contest. You know? really odd looking stuff you'll see. Like that scene in Star Wars when they're all at the bar, all the different species and creatures. It's like that. Yeah, it's a lot, right? Oh my God, Emery. Emery sent me this. Yeah, that's, imagine that, but 50 times more evil, and you just about got it. Yeah, and it had this really open black mouth. Its mouth was like open. Ah, 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 ah. And it was like there was nothing in there but black. Let me tell you, it felt like somebody had set my tailbone on fire. I'm like standing there. I can barely stand up. My knees are like, hang on, I gotta restart YouTube. Unlike a spirit that is a person that died or an animal that died, and their spirit is there, an interdimensional is actually a sentient creature. Not that ghosts can't sometimes be sentient, because they can, but an interdimensional is like an alive, well, it depends on what you consider alive. You have to sort of open up your scope of what you consider to be alive. But it's definitely an intellectual, sentient being that knows you're there and you know it's there. And because sometimes they hop dimensions, right? Imagine the universe as being like the Matrix, like a giant Rubik's Cube. And all the different blocks are the different dimensions, and we're just one dimension. And these interdimensionals, they can jump from dimension to dimension. Sometimes they might be solid biological creatures where they're from, but when they jump here, they become like spirit essences. Sometimes when they come here, they seem like fully formed beings. That's why I think it's easy to confuse interdimensionals and aliens, because, you know, an alien, I guess, is kind of an interdimensional. Some aliens are interdimensional and they're hopping dimensions. Some aliens actually do come from, if you went high enough into space, you would find where they come from. If we had the technology, we could drive to their planet, per se. YouTube's having connection problems again. And that makes a lot of sense. So this guy definitely was not a spirit. He was definitely a thing. Now, whether that's naturally what he looks like and he comes from a, you know, effed up snowman planet, or whether he just presented himself to me like that, that's another question. Hat Man, that's interdimensional. The Hag. These are all interdimensionals. About things. I mean, about me, about spirituality, about parapsychology. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that now. I'm in the mood for that. That's fun. Okay. All right. Hang on, I'm answering your stuff. Yeah, send me a text with questions. Oh, Heather says she's seen Hat Man a couple times. Yeah, Hat Man's a creeper. My mom had a Hat Man that followed her for her whole life, pretty much. Well, her young life, not when I knew her. I think Hatman was already gone. Oh, Cindy says somebody asked if interdimensionals can harm you. Sure, anything can harm you. A spirit can harm you. People go, oh, ghosts can't hurt you. That's not really true. Ghosts can throw you down the stairs. You got to be careful around stuff like this. Always be careful around the paranormal. It's not a joke, you know. You don't go into a haunted house unprotected and ask a spirit to come kick your ass, because it could. Do I ever get anything done? Even on a big boy, I still kiss my mommy. Never gonna be too big to kiss your mommy, right? God, this guy is so cute. What do I do? He's so cute. Anybody who wants a reading or to ask me a question, you've got to send me a text message. 818-437-0886. Hi, Teddy. I see you, baby. 818-437-0886. Oh, yes. The baby. The baby. Scary. That's the thing. It cannot be something that's going to harm you. Things in the spirit world look very different. So you never quite know, you know? Where is the... You're in the right place, period. Okay. Oh, somebody asked something about Cullen. Oh, Liz said, what happened to Cullen's ear? I see a little red or blood spot. Oh, people are checking up on me. They're going to call Kitten Protective Services on me. Cullen, since he was little, because he gets into a lot of stuff. Is it this here? I think it's the other one. And he rubs his head on a lot of stuff. He's hitting the camera with his face. And then you rub, I just noticed that the other day you got your little bald spot back. Yeah. You're playing too hard. I know. You're playing with everything too hard, aren't you? You don't know how to... You're such a good baby. Yes, you are. Such a good baby. All right, questions. Anybody have a question for me? Okay. Somebody had one. Oh, Denise said, do you ever not want to give information from spirit because it's, is she coming back? They want the answer to be yes. And here's the problem. If when I ask spirits, a lot of psychics will take somebody's money, like the trolls that we encounter, that we're always trying to zap online, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, you know, he's coming back today, or, you know, he's already calling you, he's calling you right now, and then they disappear. So they don't have to deal with the follow-up, which is somebody being pissed. The other thing is, timelines change. Spirit change on spirit. And then their information is pending on human beings' free will. So sometimes spirit says, oh yeah, you'll hear from this person in February. And then February they say April, and then April you never know. It's meant to be, spirit is trying to bring you together, but sometimes the other person isn't cooperating, because like in every relationship, right? Lover, friend, work, family, it takes two to tango. So the other person the other person sometimes is just running from it. Sometimes the other person doesn't want something that is serious. They don't want something that is deep. They thought they did until they realized that was an emotional commitment they didn't want to make, and then they didn't. All different kinds of things can happen. And all you can do is just stay open and be a good person, listen to spirit, do the best you can do. It's great to call psychics for guidance and for answers, but I get scared telling people things because so many people have come back at me yelling at me because the timeline shifted. So yeah, and there are also people that I don't want to tell, no, I don't think this person's ever going to call you again. And it's hard when I have to, or when I have to tell, like I had to tell a client today, I don't think you're going to see him for a month. And I know my client wasn't happy, but I have to give you the truth as it presented to me from spirit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or lie about it. But this very thing, the shifting of timelines, which seems very hard for people to understand because they seem to think that psychics are all-knowing and they know everything and whatnot. That's exactly why I never tell anybody. Everybody calls me and they want to know when somebody's going to die. And I never tell anybody when anybody's going to die because, you know, it's, it could shift. And also, if you know somebody's going to die, you're going to act differently in your life. Or if you know you're going to die, and you shouldn't. And most of the time, spirit won't even give me that information because nobody's supposed to have that. You know? I hope I answered your question. Probably longer than I should have. I know I'm just... Lisa says, what do you do for fun? We're asking me questions right now. If you're just tuning in, questions about spirituality, psychic stuff, paranormal, cryptozoological, me, if you're interested. What do I do for fun? Okay, I do have a life. I know people believe I don't. I do have a great life. Cullen and I take day trips and we travel places and look at things. I love where I live. I love the beach. I collect everything spiritual. Anything that's any kind of spirituality, I collect it. And so slowly but surely I'm sorting through everything I have at the city house to figure out what I'm going to bring to the beach house. So that is fun, collecting tarot and oracle cards. I collect statues of saints that I love. I'm currently looking for a Saint Bridget statue. I spend a lot of time with people I love. And I'm very lucky to do that. I live in the most beautiful place in the world that it's like being on vacation every day. And I don't have a great urge to travel, although I have some coming up and I'm excited about that. And I have a wonderful family, chosen family. I have no real family. My mom was my only family and she's been gone for 7 years, but I have wonderful chosen family. I'm going to see them both at different family parties this weekend. I have really great best friends that are like my brothers and sisters. And I love being with them and laughing. And my 3 best female friends are such wonderful, strong women. And it's so great to be a part of their lives. I'm thinking of who I owe a phone call to. I'm like, oh, I owe a phone call to one of them. I love movies and television shows about everything. I love history. My favorite part of going to paranormal locations is I love history. Yeah, so I hope that answered your question. I do have fun. I like a lot of things. I'm currently enjoying collecting pieces of furniture from this house. I noticed on a lot of these apps like Nextdoor and Craigslist, people are giving away these beautiful pieces of furniture that they're literally just going to put in a dumpster. And I think it's so sad to take some old, beautiful piece of furniture that, was trees and just throw it in a dumpster. So I'm collecting instead of buying. I'm, what is it? Don't adopt, don't shop. That's what I'm doing right now for my house, so that I want to put all old pieces of furniture in here, and save things from the dumpster. Please don't throw things away. If you don't want your chest or your dresser or something, give it up on Nextdoor, go to Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, call an antique shop or Goodwill and ask them to come and get it. Don't take a beautiful old dresser. And when I first started doing this, when I first bought my house, when I first moved into this house that I inherited in June, I didn't know how to have furniture delivered. I now have a wonderful delivery service. And I found this dresser and I loved it so much, and I didn't have anybody to bring it to me. And I finally found someone. And I called her and I said, she's like, oh, my husband just put it in the dumpster. And I still get like, oh, when I think about that beautiful old chest and somebody put it in the dumpster. So I don't do that, you know? Okay, so Debbie says, kind of like how you answer our specific, sometimes I don't listen because I'm a person and we all screw up and don't listen all the time. But yes, Spirit is constantly telling me things for me, for people in my life, and I don't feel like it's my business to call my friends up and go, you know what Spirit just said about you, but they blame you. And that's a given in my work life. I don't want it in my personal life. So, but I will take messages for me always. And Spirit has them for you too. You just know how to listen, and that's why you come to me. You know, Josie said, can you bring out your dolls? It's been a while. I can't today, but remind me, Josie, and I will on Tuesday when we're back live here again. Christy says, oh, that's Christy's question. Okay. Kelsey says, oh, I did the intermission. Do you have a partner? I do. I do. Yes. I have a life, kids. I know it's weird, right? Oh, Vianney says, can you tell the bad entity that follows you that they can't follow? Oh, can I tell, Vianney wants to know if I can tell the bad entity that follows her that they can't follow her to the new apartment. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do that tonight. Yeah, sure. Actually, let's do a prayer circle right now. Let's do a prayer circle. And let's tell this entity, I want you to visualize it in your head. We're going to tell the entity that it cannot follow Vianney into her new apartment. All right, I want you to all send up some hearts and some light and pray on that. Stephen says, will the universe bring someone into your life just to test, to see what decisions you'll make, and depending on what your decisions are, what will the outcome be? Yes, but not the way you said it. It's not really like, think of it, Stephen, not like a test, but like lessons. Okay, lessons. So yeah, Spirit will, there are lessons and obstacles that we all have to overcome in our life, and challenges. So the answer to that is yes. So yes, Spirit brings things into our lives sometimes to see if we can overcome the obstacle, overcome the challenges, and learn our lessons. Yes. But it's not really a test. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could call it a test, but that's a little more cynical than I like to think of it as. But yeah, the second part of your question, Stephen, depending on how you overcome your obstacles and your challenges, have to do with where you go next, what the next part of your life path is. So I guess the answer to that is yes. Yay. And that's how you grow, right? This is a teaching planet. We're here to grow. Deanna says, thank you all. It's causing a lot of trouble. I'm sorry, sweetie. Lisa says, thanks. This is wonderful hearing about you. Oh, you're very welcome. Anything anybody wants to know. That's why I'm here. Oh, interesting. So Janice, Emery sent me this. Janice in the chat in Facebook said, in your opinion, is it okay and safe to be both religious and spiritual? I'm curious to understand because I was watching another person who refers to herself as a witch and did cards. I heard her say hers are a spiritual contract. I'm new to all this. Okay, Janice, yes. Janice, send me a text so we're in touch. 818-437-0886. 818-437-0886. 818-437-0886. Oh, Janice, sorry. Remember, I have a little brain injury from my early 20s. Sometimes I get a little off the track and you got to bring me back. Janice, in your opinion, yes, it is completely safe to be spiritual and religious, or just spiritual and not religious, or just religious and not spiritual. Although I think if you are religious, you are spiritual. I think of it like not all fruit are apples, but all apples are fruit. You remember that? That we had in elementary school, we had to do that. Your individual religious bent and spiritual cosmology and ideology is that's part of your spiritual self. So for some people that includes being a religious thing, and for some people it doesn't. So yeah, it's perfectly okay. Now, some witches are Wiccan, some witches are occultists, some witches are Christians, some witches are Satanists. Everybody's different, and everybody identifies different. So there's nothing throwing tarot cards or throwing oracle cards, doing tarot for people, or doing spell work or candle work or prayer intention or whatever you want to call it. All those things, they don't belong to one kind of religion. They can be used by a lot of people in the same way that how many different sects use the Bible, including Jewish people use the Old Testament, right? Christians use both. Then there's Mormons have a Bible that's very similar. There's name it, right? Catholic, Lutheran, Methodist, Presbyterian, non-denomination Protestant, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal church, evangelicals. They all use the same Bible. So think of that as many different people using cards, but all those people being different in their spiritual bent. So yeah, absolutely. You just have to make sure you always walk in the light. You decide whether you're going to walk in the light or not. No deck of cards or, totem that you might buy or essential oil you might buy is going to make you enter into a contract with darkness. You decide if you're going to walk in the light. And please do decide that. Colin, do you walk in the light? What? Yes? You walk in the light? Yes, you do. You're such a good boy. Yeah, you're such a good boy. You're a beam of light. You're a beautiful light worker. Yep. I'm loving this boy. Okay. Denise says, do you know that this community loves you? Some have been picked up from bad places just watching your videos. Thank you for that. Denise, I do know that, but I so needed to hear that today. I've had a hard time. Somebody in this community that I really thought was one of us got really ugly. And I know I've talked a little bit about it. And it's really broken my heart in a million pieces. And I'm having a hard time. And I'm sorry, there's cat fur in my mouth. At the same time, I've had something similar happen in my personal life at the same time. So I'm a little fractured. And I appreciate you all being so sweet. So thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. You know, I have a Taurus and I have a Saturn in Taurus. And Saturn is your life lesson. And Tauruses are all about loyalty and friendship and loving the same people your whole life. Yes. I would have loved you my whole life, but then you'd be 56 right now. Oh, maybe we need to go to the vet this week. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is new, huh? Do we need to go see the vet this week and find out what's going on with you? Because this little boy is my life. I'm sure it'll heal up. I just don't know if you can get weird stuff from a bird. I don't know if that's what it's from. It's something he could have done something to himself. Something to himself. Deborah, I'm going to answer a question for you. Deborah says, a man who professed his love for me multiple times when I became very, very depressed and wanted to pull away from everybody and everything, not quite suicidal but headed that way, stated to me, cut the shit, you're no quitter. Not exactly the response I was hoping for. And my response was, thank you for not helping me when I needed it the most. And that he was right. I was not a quitter and I would get through it like I've gotten through especially when you're in crisis. Every day, but especially when you're in being mean and telling you what's wrong with you all the time. And all you ever hear is, I have two best friends that are my sisters. One has a 31-year-old who is my nephew, and one has a 14-year-old who is my niece. And I refer to them as my spirit niece and nephew, just because people, especially in this country, are very hung up on biology. But the truth is, they are absolutely my niece and nephew. And my niece is a rock star. She's like a straight A student. She does all this stuff. She's a talented actress and singer and really artistic fine artist. And she's just a beautiful spiritual soul. My nephew is one of the smartest people I know, one of the gentlest people I know. He just got married to his wife, and they live in London. She's from London, and his mom. If you could have heard his speech at the wedding where he talked about her, every one of you that call me and you want to know about this one or that one, I'm always telling you, let it go, find somebody who really loves you. This guy and the way he talked about his wife, I burst into tears. It's like nothing you've ever heard. He's the most beautiful person. And so I'm so proud to have both of them as my family, as I am so proud to have both of their mothers as my family, as my sisters, and both of their and their husbands as my brothers. There's so much beauty that comes out of them, and I'm so proud to be a part of their life. So no, I don't have kids. I sort of almost did once, but I don't, and that kind of broke my heart in a lot of ways too. I've always wanted them. I've always said someday, but it just hasn't seemed to work out in my life. So, but thank you. What a great question. You are all my children. Bless you, my children. Debbie follows up by saying, thank you. I'm glad I found out this now instead of later. To think if I had asked you if he was my soulmate, if you remember, you did not say yes, but you did say take it slow. I did, sweetie. You know why? Because the answer, Debbie, was no, and I didn't want to break your heart. So sometimes, what is the Buddhist comment? A wise man once said nothing. That's, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Liz says, that's what I saw inside Cullen's ear. Give him a big hug and kiss for me. I'm only worried because the bird came in, and I'm worried that birds have diseases. If that had just happened with him and something in the house, it'll heal really fast. It's not a big deal. Flew, and then he went and found her under the stairs, and she came running out of the stairs, and he came running after her. After that, they had no contact. So, yeah. We'll do questions again. I promise we will. For sure. Okay. Okay. Heather said, have I always had blue cats? First she said, I always try to donate my furniture or give away for free. I love that. Have I always had blue cats? I have had 6 cats since I was 24. I've had 4 blues and 2 orange tabbies. Okay. And they went to PayPal. Payment apps are a privilege, and all of us can lose them at any time. So if you feel like I haven't returned your text or your call, please don't go to PayPal or Venmo or Cash App or Zelle and put a complaint in, because they stack those up. And if I get so many, even if you close it right away, they'll shut me down. So always come to me and just ask me, like, hey, I haven't heard from you, or I haven't gotten. Always come to me, okay? Acknowledged it, and the broadcast ends. Don't go to PayPal. Just text me. Text me and we'll find it. Things move so fast here that sometimes I don't see stuff. So just text me a reminder. That's why I give you my number so we can be in touch. All right. Cole says, I'm not sure why, but it feels like Spirit doesn't want you to give me a free reading, and I don't know why. I've sent you my question, and I feel like Spirit doesn't want me to have a reading. It's okay if I don't get a reading. I'm just curious about this. Not at all, Cole. Not at all. There might have just been somebody else that it was more of an emergency. I wouldn't sweat it. All right? It's all good. Make sure to send me one on Tuesday. We get real busy here. I have so many. I feel so bad for people that I don't get to everybody. And sometimes there's a problem with the app and they don't show me things. Sometimes I have a problem with, like, my texts get bunged up and for some reason somebody gets skipped. Like, it's not a big deal. Hi, Sheena and Sir Cullen. My question is, my husband and I would like to know when our hard work will pay off. Allowing us to save enough to purchase our own home or property. Once you get through this year is just strange. You got to just get through this year. You know? Next year will be better. I promise. It's all going to be good. What's that John Lennon quote I love? Everything will be all right in the end. If it's not all right, then it's not the end. Everything will be all right in the end. If it's not all right, then it's not the end. I love you all. This was fun. Let's do this again. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 o'clock Pacific time. That's when I'm here. Please send me a text message and stay in touch. 818-437-0886 if you want to book a private session with me. I even have short sessions, 1 question and 3 question by text that are inexpensive. Text me and I'll send you the info. I have 10 live webinars you can watch, are ready to be booked. You can text me for info about that. I have crystals for you. I have all kinds of stuff. And of course, visit my website, sheenametalspiritual.com. Till I see you next time, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise your vibration, and please know that you are love, and you are loved, and you're loved by me. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Happy Memorial Weekend.